everybody, welcome back to my channel and to another beading tutorial. And this one is going to be the Sassy Southwest earring. Isn't this just adorable? Isn't this sparkly? I don't wear earrings. I have sleepers in my ears, but these here are really nice. They're a little weight to them, but not a lot. And they take a few beads. Just a few beads. So we're going to do a little bit of bezeling around a bead and a Rivoli. So for this earring, 2 earrings, you're going to need 8 head pins. These are head pins. 8 eye pins. I'm so out of touch, guys. And I have Martha and Karen with me.
Good morning.
Martha's making sure I stay in frame. That's all the only reason she's here. Because you'll hear her once in a while going, "Are you in frame? Are you in frame?" So that kind of makes me want to look up and see if I'm in frame. So it's kind of a good thing.
I'm the director.
Yes, and Karen is the executive director.
I just tell everybody what they do, whether they listen or not. It's up to them.
I have a crazy bunch of women with me, just saying. But I love them to death. Martha cracks me up too. So anyway, let's get on with this. You're going to need 8 of each of these, and you're going to need 2 earring hooks. Now, I didn't have any antique brass earring hooks, so I made my own. I made this out of an eye pin. So I thought it was super cute. And I have just these little spacer beads that I have sitting that fell off, that sit right in the front like this, and it's in gold color. So I just have a little decoration sitting on my earring. You're going to need a 12mm bead. Now this here, I don't remember what this is. It's just some of them. I only had 2 of them that I found in my stash that I had left over from all my beads. I don't have a huge assortment of beads right now, but I'm working on it. Slowly. You're going to need 2. These are about 5mm Jumprings, so they're tiny ones. You need 2 of those. You're going to need 2 Rivolis in whatever color you want. Now for the beads, I'm using 15-0 Miyuki Silverline Dyed Rose Gold. I love this color. So those are 15-0s. You're going to need some of those for your bezeling. You're also going to need some, these are Duracoat Gold Miyuki Delicas. And I'm using Potomac Bead Company's the mini round duos. You're going to need 4 for each earring, so you're going to need 8 round duos, the mini ones. And this one is in ancient gold. This one here is in antique brass of some color. I don't remember. This was in my stash. These are 3mm check fire polish. You're going to need some weird shaped beads. I don't know what these are called anymore, honestly. Martha, was that funny or what?
Yep.
I don't remember what the shape of these are, so if somebody could be so kind as to tell me what these are. They're kind of like a square bead, sort of square, yeah. But the needle hole, the hole runs diagonal through it. It's weird. But you're going to need... Let me see. I think you're only going to need 4, 5, 6. So you're going to need 12 because you need 6 per earring. So let me dump out my big fat 6 that I need. So these are in a light amber color, of course, with coating on them. I don't know. I don't remember what these are called. I am sorry. I'm epic fail. These are 4mm Preciosa Bicones, I think, or they could be Swarovskis. I don't remember.
Oh my! We'll start to a tutorial.
Anyway, you guys know what I mean. They're 4mm in some kind of light peachy color. And how many of these little babies are you going to need? You're going to need 4 for your bottom. You're going to need 5, 6, 7. 7 in one color. So these are light peach. So you're going to need 7 according to the 7 for each earring. Sorry, 2. There's my 7. So when I run out of these, then I know I did good. It's remembering how I did this earring now. That's scary. And then I'm using also in here, I used some Preciosa 4mm Crystal AB bicones. And this here you're going to need 2, 4, 5. You're going to need 5 of those. So let's dump out 5. So you only need 5 of these little guys. And I don't know if they're Swarovski or if they're Preciosa because they're very close in quality. So I just can't tell you. This is a 12mm Rivoli in the coral color from Swarovski. Those are in my leftover stash. And for the fire polish, for each earring, you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You're only going to need 11 of these 3mm. So let's dump these out and get 11 going. 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So there. Get rid of all that stuff. Alright, oh, and this just keeps falling off because I keep putting it down. But this earring is so darn pretty. Honest to God, I just love it. And I love how we did the bezeling. So gorgeous. Alright. Well, let's put this baby over here for now. Now, because I have such big holes in this bead, I filled them up with 8mm or 80 seed beads. So you can see there's some still stuck in there. So I'm going to just keep these full with an 80 just because I don't want it to wobble in my beadwork. So we'll just sit him off to the side because you don't need him right now until you do your bezeling. So I'm going to move all my stuff out of the way. Move all of this out of the way so I can get in frame. I'm using a size 10 beading needle. You can use a 12 if you want. And I've strung on about a good arm span, like spread your wings. Spread them and cut a piece that big, if you can handle it that big. Now, we need some of these, which is your Delicas. That's what you're going to start with. You ain't going to need a whole lot. And you're going to start with picking up. Okay, so you're going to pick up 36 11-0 Delicas on your needle. So here I have 36 and here I double counted. So bring this down to the bottom, leaving a good 8 to 10 inch tail because you need to use this tail. So be generous with your tail. And then you're just going to come up a few beads, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever you want. I went through 4. It's good enough for me. And just form a ring. So you want to have this ring so we can begin some peyote stitching. So for this, I'm just going to hold on to the tail in my left hand and pull it taut. And then I'm going to pick up 1 11-0. Hopefully you can see me. Maybe I better come up a little closer. For those of you that don't know how to bead and you're new to my channel, welcome. And for those of my returning subscribers, welcome back. Alright, so I'm coming out of this hole here. You're going to skip one bead and go into the next bead, and you're going to sit this bead, and it's going to be wonky at first because your work's going to come loose as you're beading a bezel. It's just that, unless when you don't tie it. But if you can see, the bead will sit side by side. Alright, pick up another one, skip the next bead into the next bead, skip one, go into one. And until you get this round complete, your work's going to keep coming apart and you're probably going to have to keep adjusting your beads, pulling your tail and your working thread tight to make sure that these beads sit side by side. Okay, like that.
Now, why did you not knot it?
Just because I have to go through these beads again, especially the outer beads for going after we bezel it. So I'm just scared that knot's going to get in our way. And you won't need to knot this right away anyway, because once we put it onto the 12 millimeter bead, then you'll be fine. So again, I'm going to show you one more time. You pick up a bead coming out of this hole, skip one, go into the next bead like that. Excuse my nail polish. I put nail polish on and I touched it. I'm just famous for that. Alright, so you can see my bead is not sitting side by side. So just give it a good tight tug. And there it goes. Back to being... No, it's not. It wants to give me a hard time. Just this first row. I always hate the first rows. But there, we've got 3 of them in line. So you're going to do this. And when we get finished with this round, I'm going to come back and show you how to step up. Okay, so complete your round and come back. Okay, so I'm ready to put on my very last bead. As you can see, I've just only got the 1 row complete. So I'm going to come up really close so you can see this part. I'm coming out of this bead here. You can see I have 2 beads before you see this one that's sticking out. Pick up 1 bead. Still skip that bead and go into the next bead. And at the same time, put your needle on a diagonal and snag that sticking out bead up there. So that is stepping up into the next round. So that means you've completed 1 round. So you can see where the 2 are side by side and there's still only 2 here that have 1 bead. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. And then just pull that nice and tight. And there's all your beads are connected, and now you're up here in position to start your next round. So you're going to do this until you have, and I like to put this on my bead just to get it into shape. And I can't leave it on my bead because it just slides right off. So I just hold it around my finger. I will pinch this around my finger. That's the tail. That's not the side I want. Get these all turned nicely. There we go. And get it on my finger, because I have a big enough finger that can hold this. And then I'll just flatten it all the way around and work it off of my finger for now, unless you have something tubular. Yeah, see my doweling here? This one is way too small. I'm not going to hold it. Oh, you know, maybe one of my things will. Nope, it's still too big. And I tried to fit it around a bead tube, and it wouldn't fit around a bead tube. So I'm just lucking out here. Anyway, make sure these are all turned properly. I'm just going to sit it on here until I can see that all of this is nice and proper, and give this a super good tight pull like that. And Martha looked up them wonky beads that I told you. I don't know what they're called, but anyway, she said that all she could find for them is they're just a square bead with a diagonal drill in them, so they're diagonally drilled. Anyway, so this is how I do it. I just hold it on my finger like that. So cute. Skip one. You actually don't even need to really see this part now, because this should be very easy. All the sticking out beads are all the beads you're going to go into. So there's going to be a space now to put this next bead like that. Also, I want to say thank you to Diane Parker for coming up with the name of my... Uh-oh, I went the wrong direction. Martha... Shut it.
What?
Shut it, Martha. I went in my tail direction. There's my tail. Dang it. I was going to go in the wrong way. Anyway, I want to thank Diane Parker for coming up with the name Sassy Southwest for my earrings. I did post them in my group and asked people to help me name them. Same with my next project. Martha wants to come up with the name for that, so I'm leaving that up to her. She already saw it's half done. So anyway, you can see they're all got sticky outies. That's what Jill Wiseman would call these, sticky outies. So go into the sticky outies. And why don't I put 2 beads on now? Holy macaroni. I'm so out of touch, guys. So let's take one of these bead babies off. Goodness gracious. Now, maybe it'll work. There we go. So continue this. I'm not going to stay here and record this part. But continue doing this till you've completed, oh, let me see, how many rounds? 1, 2, oh my God, I don't remember. All I remember is one section is got 4 beads straight across and 3 beads in between. So 4 across, 3 across, 4 across, 3 across, all the way. I don't remember how many rows that is. When I get it done and I come back, I'll tell you. Might be too late by then, but just remember that once you see 4 beads across and 3 beads across on every single part of your loop, your ring here, then quit. Well, I don't mean tied off or anything like that. Just come back to the video. All right, I'm going to go finish this, and then I'll tell you exactly how many rows that was, because you have to count them on a diagonal. Be right back. Okay, I've completed my rounds, and if you count on a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think I did 6 rounds. Couldn't have. Anyway, there's 4 across here, and below that is 3, 4, 3, 4. That's where you want to be. Okay, so don't go do another round and put 4 where the 3 are, because you're going to mess up your bezel. So just leave it like that. Now, remove your needle off of your one end, and we're going to thread. Let me have a drink of coffee first, please. So good. It's just so good, guys. Coffee and beading. Hey, and friends. Now, you want to thread your tail. Remember I told you to leave this tail long enough that you can work with it. Thread your tail. Flatten that a little more. And that doesn't want to flatten, so I'm going to use my pliers to really flatten this sucker, because it's giving me havoc. There we go. Nice and, see? Nice and flattened. I wish my chest was flat like that. Just saying. Was easier to thread. Okay, so when you're when you thread it on, your tail's going to be coming out of one of the outer beads. Okay, I want you to get into the middle of a 3 bead row. So there's 3 beads across. So you're just going to go up on a diagonal into this bead. Hard to see. Come on, get in there, sucker. So just follow your path. So I'm going to go into this bead here. Just get into any one of these 3 beads. So I'm in the middle of the 3 beads there. Okay? Now you want to poke your needle down between the 3 and the 4 row. Try to stay in the middle if you can. Just poke your needle between these beads. Like this, somehow, without poking yourself. Alright, so I've got it there. Now I'm going to pick up my big 12 millimeter, and I'm going to put my 8/0s in there, and I'm just going to use this head pin here, eye pin, to get these to go straight. And that one's kind of not straight. How about if we use scissors now? Because now it's stuck. And I broke it. I don't care. It's inside anyways. I just want it to be straight so I don't have a problem getting through, and I will have a problem because it's on a slant. So this is where you do a break a bead, because I think I broke it. Oh no, it went in there. Okay, now I want to drop that one in there, and I'm going to hold it. Drop this one in there, maybe straight would be great. I hate how big these holes are, but this is all I had to use, so unfortunately for me. And we kind of want you to sit straight up. Okay. Sorry, you guys aren't going to have to do this probably. So now you're going to run your needle. I'm just going to pick this sucker up. Maybe. Run your needle through the center of all your beads, or through the middle of your thing. Now you want to find the center of your peyote. So you're just going to kind of guesstimate where that center is. I can see clearly where mine is, and I'm going to poke my needle through there between the 3 and the 4 bead like that. See it? So it kind of looks centered to me. I could probably move over 1 bead, but it's not going to matter because I got to go through that number 3 bead anyway. So pull that nice and snug. Now you're going to go through the middle of the row of 3 beads. So go through that bead. And then you're going to pull this nice and tight, guys, nice and tight. Now you're going to drop down again between the 2 beads, back through your big bead, and back up through your center over here, like that. Okay? Pull it nice and tight. Now you're going to do it one more time. You're going to go through the bead, drop down between, if you can find where your hole is. I can barely see it. There we go. Nope. I can barely see it, but I know it's right there. You guys aren't going to have this problem because you're not going to have a bunch of 8/0s in yours like I had to do. And I had this difficulty making the other earring too, but it's not impossible. So if you have a bead with a big hole like this, you're going to have the same troubles. Oh, it's going on the side. Come on, don't give me havoc. Ta-da! And then come back out through one of the holes. It worked, and I bent my needle. Alright, there we go. So now you're just going to exit through that row with the 3 beads. And now you're going to tie this off. So now it's on there securely. And don't worry, you're not going to see if you have a big hole like I got. You're not going to see that big hole, so don't panic. So this is how I tie off when I do peyote. I just go up a few beads on a diagonal like so. Just go up a few. So I went up 3. Now I'm going to go right beside it and come back down, and I'm going to make a box. That way this thread won't never come loose. And I don't want to go in these outer beads because I'll be using those. Well, I'll be using these too, so you want to be careful. Don't go in them too much. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go down a couple of more, just because I don't want all my thread in one area. So I'll go there, and I'm going to go back this way. I'm going on a diagonal, of course, and this way. And then that's it. It's tied off. You don't have to tie any knots. Cut it, and then burn it. But I'm not going to burn it. Well, I guess I can burn it right now. It's not going to be a big long burn. There we go. So our little peyote thing is attached to our big, huge bead. If I had a beautiful coral colored bead, I would have used it, but I didn't have one, so I had to make do with what I had. And I think it turned out pretty good using what I had on hand. And then I'm going to rethread my needle. And now you are coming out of where you left off, your last bead, which would be a row of 4, is where your needle should be. Now you're going to pull out your 15s, and you're going to pick up one, and you're going to do 2 rows of this peyote the same way, pulling your thread nice and tight around your bead. So you're going to kind of cup it around your bead, and it's going to turn out like this. So just do 2 rows the same way you were doing the 11 O's. You're going to do the 15 O's in the same fashion, and then come back and I'll show you what to do for the last round. Okay, so just continue doing that and I'll be back. Okay, so we've got our 2 rows done. Now this part here, I want to show you how to do the last row where your beads go up and down and make like a star shape around your actual bead. See the little star shape? It's quite easy to do, but I want to show you how to do it. Probably all of you mostly know how to do this, but for the new beaders, they don't know how to do this, so let me show you. So you're going to pick up 1 bead. I'm coming out of my very last bead and I stepped up. So remember that. Always step up, don't forget. So you're going to pick up 1 bead. Okay. You're going to go across into the next bead as if you were peyoting. Like that. Okay. 1 bead. Now you don't put a bead on your needle. Okay. See the bead that's right beside the bead? It's your first row you did. Go into that on a diagonal onto that bead first, because you want to skip this hole. Okay, so bring your needle through that, and you want to get into the next one that's sticking out right here. Like that. Okay? And pull that through. So you have 1 little star shape right there. So you're going to pick up 1 15. You're going to go right across into the next bead that's sticking out like that. Now you're not going to put any beads on your needle. You're going to go into the bead that's to the left in a diagonal. So it would be the one from the previous round. And you're going to go into that. And then you're going to put your needle into the one that's sticking out. Okay? And now you have 2 little points coming down onto your bead like that. So I think that's super pretty. I didn't do it on the Rivoli because the amount of beads that I put on did not allow me to go evenly around, and I did not want to do another round because it would have hid the whole color of my Rivoli, so I just didn't want to do that. But it does look really pretty on this bead here. Okay, so do that. Finish this round by picking up 1, going into the next one. I always do it in 1 step. I go on the diagonal and I pick up both beads at the same time. I go into the one on a diagonal here, then I just grab my needle and go straight into the next bead, and then I pull the threads through all of that and put that bead in place. So now I'm in position to put my next one on. That's how quick you can do this. If you do it, it's a little struggle sometimes, but your needle will sometimes snag onto that 11-0. Just fidget with it a little bit and it'll go through. Pull your needle through and put it into the next bead. And then you're in position to put your next one. So do that all the way around. I'll come back, show you how to get over here and start this all over again, because you need to do what you did over here, you need to do over here, okay, on both sides. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so there, it's all finished on this one side now, so this is completely done. Now you need to work on a diagonal to get over on the other side. Now, all depending on which way you like to go in revolution wise, I'm going to turn this around because I want to be going the same way as I did on the other side. So I'm just going to go right in the bead, right beside the one I'm coming out of. I'm just doing a U-turn. Okay? Like this. See? I'm just making a U-turn because I want to be in this, I want to go in this direction. Now you can go straight across if you rather go that way, but I can't. There's certain ways I have to bead, and that's how I do it. Now I'm just working diagonally, going across row by row, because I'm going to go up. I'm going to go up a row every time I go into a bead. So I'm going up another row, like that. Up a row, and you just want to be in one of the outer beads, the sticky outy beads, the ones that are sticking out. And now I am over there in that. Alright, so now what you want to do, keep your work pulled nice and snug over top of your bead like this, because this first row of 50-0s is where you really want to cup this snugly around your 12mm bead. Alright, so it gets nice and snug like that. So just do 2 rows of 50-0s in regular peyote going across in here like that. Just do 2 rows of this, and then do your little star points on this side here. And then when you get that done, come back and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, I'm all done. Got my little points on this side and my points on this side, so it looks super cute. Now you want to just take your needle and work your way up to one of these center 3 beads. So I'm just going to go up diagonally like I did before to get to one of those center 3 beads. Any one. No fuss, no muss. And next bead I go in after this will be one of the center of the 3. I think that's where I need to be. Wait, hang on. Let me think. No. Wrong. Oh well, we just reinforced it. Wrong. I need you to be in an outer bead of the 4th, the one with the 4 beads. Good grief. Can't get in that one. So I have to go this way.
Yeah, and you want me to take up beading?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just don't follow my tutorials. You'll learn something. All right. So now we need some of these round duos, the mini ones. The tag's falling off. And I'm going to kind of look for the antique brassy ones. Not that you'll see them much, but you just need 4 of these guys. So there's 4, I think. Nope, that's not one. And there's one. Okay, so I've got 4. So you just need 4 round mini duos. And if you don't have these, I really don't know what other bead you can use and substitute with this, because you need to, or you can probably use any 2-hole bead, really, to be honest with you. Now, I think I only picked up, yep, 1. So you're going to pick up 1 50-0 and check these holes to make sure, because I've come across some that don't have both holes broken in. So pick up a 50-0, a round duo, and a 50-0. and you're going to go straight across, and you're going to go in the last bead in that 4th row. Okay, so I'm like this, coming out here, going in there, and I'm just going to place that rounduo like that. So now you're going to skip through the middle bead, so you got to go on a diagonal. You need to get past this row with the 3 and get to another row with the 4 in the outer bead. Okay, so you want to be into this bead here, your next bead, and that's where it is. It's the row with the 4 in it. You're going to be working out of those, putting these rounduos on. Pick up a 50 now, check your rounduo, make sure the holes are broken through on both sides. They're just like a mini duo or super duo. Sometimes the hole's not completely broken. So I'm coming out here, go across those 4 beads and go into the last bead. In the same direction your thread's coming out, you're going to enter in the same way. And you're going to put that rounduo on. Okay? Now you've got to do a little bit of turnaround. So you're just going to go into the 50 no, oops, the 50 no that's beside your, well, I'm going on a diagonal anyway, so I ended up catching 2 beads, or like that. Okay, I'm through 2 beads. And then you're just going to give this a good tight pull. There you go. Now you're back in that direction again. Go into the next bead, and that will be the next bead that you need to be in with the row of 4 beads. That's the one you need to be in. Okay, pulling it tight. Pick up a 50 no, your mini rounduo, and I could see through, and you're going to go back into the same way you're coming out. So again, you're going to be facing in the wrong direction, so you're going to have to do the little maneuvering. And it's very simple if you just go up in the beads beside it. You just do a U-turn basically, but just make sure you hit the bead beside where you're coming out of and going up in it the same way, like so. And then get into this bead. And then now you're in position to put your last rounduo on. So pick up a 50 no, pick up your last rounduo. Again, make sure both your holes work. So I always double check. Coming out here, go across and into the last one on that side, like that. Okay? And you've got your 4 little rounduos with the holes facing front. So, or facing this way. It really don't matter at this point where's your front or where's your back, because there's really no front or back to this piece. None. Alright, so now you need to maneuver around again, doing the same thing to get into position on the outer bead again in that row of 4. So give this a good tight pull so these are nice and snuggy like a bug in a rug. And get into this bead here beside it. And now I'm going in to be into the bead I need to be in on that 4th row of 4 beads. See? It's perfect. Now we're going to pick up some of our check fire polish. And I think I only put 1 on, and I skipped a one in the next one. Okay, so here's my fire polishes. So pick up a 15, a fire polish, a 15, Now, you're going to skip your middle row and go directly, wait, that didn't look right. How many rows did I skip here? Let me count, hang on. Okay, I got it. So, you're coming out of this one here, where the row of 4 is, you're going to skip 1, 2, 3 rows and go into the 4th outer bead of the 4 again. So you're going to do it like this. Okay? Skip 1, that's a row of 3, a row of 4, a row of 3, and go into the next row of 4 on the outside bead. And you're just going to place your fire polish in like that. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to pick up a 15-0, a fire polish, and a 15-0. You're going to do the same thing, 1, 2, 3, and go into the 4th row. And placing that fire polish in there like so. Now you're going to work your way across here, going down, going beside the bead of the row that you're in. So I'm going across now, but I'm going in this direction. I'm just going to work my way in a zigzag. So now I need to go up this one, just so you don't see any threads. This is the best way to do it. And now I'm facing in the direction I need to be in to put in the other side of my fire polish. So pick up 15-0, fire polish a 15-0, skip 1, 2, 3 rows and go into the 4th row into that bead there. Like that. And do the same thing. 15, fire polish 15. That fire polish looks like a pure round bead with no facets. I don't like that. That's going in the garbage. I haven't seen one look like that before. Okay, now you're going to do the same thing. You're going to skip 1, 2, 3 and go into the 4th row. Right across. See? Now, you're going to make your way on this outer edge here. You're going to make your way down here so you can get past these rounduos here, the mini rounduos, by going up diagonally back and forth till you get into the bead you need to be in. Sometimes I might be able to grab that. So give this all a good nice tug. So you have this cute little thingamajigger. Alright, now I'm going to go up this bead here. I'm just going diagonally. And it's really hard to see these silver lined beads or gold lined beads. Whoosh. Or I'm just going blind. I'm getting old. That's what it is. I'm just getting old.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am.
I'm kidding.
I am, though. Truer words have never been spoken. Alright, I'm traveling across, just going zigzagging back and forth until I get into where was I? Coming out of that.
Shoot.
So I need to get over here. This is going to be a bit of a challenge to get into this one here where your round duo is, but you can do it. I have faith in you. Like so. Okay? Now you're going to pick up, actually I don't really like where that's positioned. Huh, how come that doesn't look right to me? Alright, so what we have to do is we have to skip because we're going to be way too close to this one because of the where it's coming out of. So just work your way up to the next one. That's what I had to do. So now I'm in the next one. I'm not in the one that I put the Rounduo on. I have to be past it. See? I'll be kind of the even Steven here across. So pick up your 15, your round, or your fire polish, skip 1, 2, 3, and go into the fourth one, like that. Pick up 15, fire polish, and a 15, skip 1, 2, 3, and go into the fourth one, like so. And that looks pretty darn good. So work your way across, put the other two on, and come back. Alright, now what we need to do, we need to work our way across if we can. It's going to be quite difficult. I would say just get into the bead beside your fire polish on the outer side of it, like this. Get into this outer bead because we need to get into one of these fire polishes, and then just go across into that 50-0 and get into that fire polish and pull this all super tight like that. Did I use one bead or two? Okay, I used 2 seed beads. So pick up 2 seed beads, 50-0s. One of your 4mm orangey colored ones in the crystal Bicone, and 2 more seed beads, and you're just going to go up into the fire polish across from it, like so. Then you're going to pick up 3 seed beads. Is it 3? I'm sorry, I have to keep reference back. Wait a minute. What have I done here? It is 1 seed bead. 1. Okay, it's only 1 seed bead. Whoopsies. Back out. So there's a boo-boo. One of these days I'm going to learn how to write a pattern so I can follow what I did. Alright, now one of 50-0, 1 crystal and 1 50-0, and then go up in here. Like that. Right? Yes, and then I used 1, 2, 3 seed beads to go across. 1, 2, 3. So pick up 3, drop back down into there, like that, pulling it nice and tight. Pick up 1 seed bead, go back into the crystal. So this is going to straighten this crystal out, pulling it nice and tight, and pick up another seed bead and go into this next fire polish, like so. And pulling that nice and snug. So now your crystal will be sitting horizontally, or vertically, sorry. And give it a good tight pull so you can see the crystal is sitting straight now, the way you want it. Alright, so you can always reinforce it. You need to pick up 3 seed beads anyways, and go right back across into this fire polish, and you should go back through this because it is a crystal, and crystals have a tendency to cut your fire line, so just work your way right back across all your beads, reinforcing it and pulling it nice and snuggy tight. And then get into that seed bead, back into this crystal. And I would love to catch that 50 on the other side, but it's not easy. So I'm just going to pull it. And then get into this one here. And then exit in that fire polish. So there we go. It's nice and secure in there now. Next, you're going to pick up how did I do that? Oh, I went through the Rounduo. All right. First of all, let's do this one first. So we're down here, and I don't quite see how I did this. Hang on. All right, I think I got it figured out. So work your way across and just get back into that crystal. So I'm going back up into the crystal through the 15-0 first, and then into that crystal, into the 15-0, into there, go across your 3 seed beads here. I'm just following, retracing my thread path back into this one, like that, and then I'm going to be exiting out of this crystal towards my mini duos here, or mini round duos. Now you're going to pick up 2 15-0s, a crystal AB 4mm or whatever color you're using, and 2 15-0s. Don't matter which side of the round duo you go in, just go in one of the sides, like so. Pick up 2 more 15s. Now go back up into that crystal and back up into here and retrace your thread path again. So I'm going right back up into that crystal, pulling this nice and snug. So now you've placed the 4mm crystal there, like that. So you don't really need to reinforce that. So you want to be exiting out of well, let's put on after. Okay, I want to be exiting out of, I want to put this wonky crystal on because this one's put in last. That way you'll get that reinforced again. So I have to be coming out of the fire polish, I believe. Yeah, you have to pick up 2 seed beads. Right? Oh, no, I remember now. Okay, forget that. Just be exiting out of the fire polish. Right? Okay, hang on.